Hello, my name is Chadley, and welcome back for another bit of Colombian Space Initiative Supreme Ruler Ultimate, and the World War III continues. I played a little bit forward. I did manage to capture that town, or the industrial complex, at the end of the last episode, but I had to pull back from there because there was the artillery bombardment, and then they cut our supply lines, so all of that caused our tanks to be less than efficient. But I just decided to bring you back here because there's a massive conga line of units approaching. We have built a trench up front here, or in the front line there, and I think I'm going to have to send in some reinforcements to that trench right now, because that's going to be a massive combat. Of course, we'll be able to destroy or at least damage most of those quite effectively. But I think we need more firepower in this, because otherwise we will lose some units, or at least we'll have to pull back some units. We already had one tank that we had to pull back to be repaired, and probably going to be another one. Also, one infantry is now going back. But this is going to be quite costly for the enemy as well. Okay, you, yeah, go and repair in David. Luckily we do have a barracks relatively nearby. Oh, right, yeah, we had the railway going through there. Okay, that Green Beret, are you actually getting out of the way? Yes, you are. Good. Okay, there's still quite a few units approaching. Oh, that might still die. Yeah, it will die. There's not much I can do about it. Because it decided to retreat down this way first before going to that way. Now, one thing that I suppose I could do is I could build a rail going through there, and that will allow us to retreat a little bit faster along the rail, or bring in more troops along the rail. Also, other thing that I suppose I could do is I could build the rail through here to, for example, there, then from there to the main rail network, so we can bring troops in and out a lot faster. You know, we'll bring some progress into the Central America, because I'm pretty sure that the Americans haven't been doing much in there in terms of developing. At least I think so. I could be mistaken. I don't see any new buildings in here, that's for sure. Or like hydroponics or anything like that. But yes, okay, most of the assault force that they had here has now been at least pushed back. Well, there's another wave incoming by the looks of it. So essentially this has turned into a tower defense game. Except in this, the enemies will go back and repair if you don't kill them. I wonder, do we have... I'm gonna take the... well, maybe not those. I'm gonna take these and trench in that trench, because there's still the frontline troops that will defend, but that will give us a bit more range over here, so we can do some more damage on the enemy troops. I have also started building some artillery in Argentina, actually, which means that, yeah, there's actually one already completed. I'll bring it up here for the time being. Once we have a bit more of them, we'll actually get them closer to the front line. Now, have we built more troops here yet? Alright, the Chieftain and the Foxholes, I'm been scrapping some of the older units here because I know that I will be using them. They're not really that good at this stage in the game. Same could be said for these elite guards, but they're kind of defending that, so I'm not going to bother with those quite yet. But yes, that's a few units scrapped. There's still quite a few enemy units in the region. Another Green Beret unit that could probably go back to Davy and repair, assuming that you're taking the... no, you're not taking the safer route. Okay, well, how about we give you manual orders to go in there first, then I can send you to be repaired. I'll take a fair bit of damage here, but at the same time we have killed quite a few units again, so they've lost in this war already more than I have lost total, most likely. Or at least it's roughly even. And to be fair, I've lost a fair bit in this war as well. But yeah, little by little, we will be destroying these. I mean, I think what I'll do is, once I have this, once I get actually more troops, I have troops from all the Africa Corps, so to speak. It should be approaching. Oh, yeah, there it is. So once I get those in here, I'll get another one of these forward position tiers, maybe over there, and start fortifying that, and then little by little I make my way towards the urban areas down here near San Jose. There we go, that's another few units destroyed. And we got 16 billion in cash. Are we actually building a lot right now, I wonder? Not a lot, to be fair. I think I'm going to put a few more timber mills to be produced. Not necessarily the best locations, all of those, but that's fine. So how's the situation here? We have got on the troops. Soon we'll go down there and relieve this. Hell, the garrisons are getting a bit roughed up there. You can go and destroy that. They had a unit here which ran out of supplies. That's good. But I think the Panama front is currently the most important. There's no way around that. Oh, that's still a massive amount of units that's approaching. I think they are pooling all the units that they have in USA right now. So I would imagine that the first units that were here were from Central America. Now these might be from like West Coast or Central USA, and then there's going to be probably at least another wave that is going to be the East Coast troops. More or less, but yeah, little part, and of course there's a trickle of troops that are being repaired that will be sent back to the combat here. But with the extra artillery in here, I think we will be able to do a bit more damage on the enemies that are also retreating, which honestly would be useful. I mean, I suppose one thing that I can do is I can set these to bombard there. So whatever tries to approach will take some hits already. Not necessarily massive hits, mind you, but it might help. Unfortunately, these don't have particularly quick fire rate. Oh, and also, no, actually, we can't give them that order. It needs to be the entrench order, because otherwise that will spread the troops from there. So I'll take that command back. Oh, 2 days and we'll get the Storm Hunter. I did have to slow down the research a tiny bit again, just to cut down the cost, so we are at least making some money. Our unemployment is still quite terrible. 60%. Oh boy. Inflation is going down, that's for sure. Eventually we should be able to get a bit more. I mean, I suppose the gas fields is something that we should probably be making a bit more as well. Oh. Okay, that's all the locations that we had ready. Okay. Well, it's not the end of the story. It's only the beginning. That's a few more. That's going to cost a little bit extra up front, but we should have a pretty decent amount of oil in the future then. Ah, good. Artillery is hammering that motorized engineer. And that's another wave of combat engineers moving in. And there we go. Unit design completed. That's going to cut down the cost a tiny bit. I don't think... Oh, hello. These two can now be sent back to the combat line here. It's kind of a reason why I should probably move the artillery... Well, actually all of this from here, for example, to this one. Just so that the units that are being repaired or moved into the front line can move back and forth a bit easier. And you... I'm going to pull back here. That's a few units destroyed again. Now, the construction cost, or the early investment for the construction, or the initial rather, is a bit high at times, so that's going to be a potential issue. And yes, these two should be entrenching in that town there again. Oh, in the trenches, rather. Okay, so naval force production 94, still 2 months away. We'll get there eventually. Right, where's the reinforcements? I know that I sent them up north, but they probably still haven't arrived. Oh, okay. Already in Ecuador. They should be arriving soon enough. Have we got more troops here? No, not really. There's a few artillery units there, actually, that we could use. Got another set of tanks here that we can take into use, or put into use. Let's grab that one. Let's grab the chieftain. And that chieftain. Because those are very bad units at this stage of the game. I mean, a lot of the artillery is also rather bad, but it will do for the time being. Okay, most of these units are still fine, and that's another few units that were destroyed. Good. How much have they lost so far? So they've lost now 24, almost 2,500. It's quite impressive. They've almost soon losing their 1,000th unit in this war. Nassau is not doing all that great. Also, where... Oh, Rome. No. Submarines on either side of the island right now. Also, I'm building a radar in here just to be able to see the enemy ships maybe a little bit sooner, so our submarines can maybe actually fire on them. Especially the escorts. Okay, so how have we got on... Yeah, we've got Iron Stars on all of these units now. I might start getting the Bronze Stars soon. Now the question is... Well, you need to pull back first. And you can be sent back there. But what I'm thinking is...
We need reinforcements.
Need reinforcement. It's Kathmandu, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Just gonna maximize the garrisons there. We don't have any land production down here, do we? Not in India. That could be fixed. You know what? That will be fixed. Doesn't take a massive amount of time. Now, this place is one of the locations that we could probably set up land production. Just because, well, it does need the barracks and the land production, but let's see. We got now 3 buildings. A bit double land production there. It does cost a little bit, but, you know, it's... In the grand... Oh, wait a minute, we do have land production here. We are already making some tanks there, and that's actually a few days away from providing the first unit from that line. Let's get these troops a little bit closer, capture the gas fields there, and we can capture the village over here. And slowly but surely retake Burma. Oh, right, we have the troops over here. You need to go back to capture that town, by the looks of it. I don't think there's a massive amount of enemy units in this island. Alright, we got a tank there, we got a few units here. We should be making more... Oh, we're actually making more tanks here. I see. Nothing that I suppose I could do is I could build a bridge to Singapore, and all the way connecting to the railway network there. That would allow us to get the troops in and out a little bit quicker. Another thing that I suppose I could do is build up the... Yeah, we'll build the bridge, but we'll also build a railway to there. I'm not going to build all the way to the front line quite yet, but at least it should be slightly better. There we go, that's going to allow us to get the troops in and out slightly faster. Right, let's go northwest to start taking the rubber plantations, and over here we got the troops, so we can go to Tawau and take that, and slowly we can clean out Borneo as well from enemy influence. Right, you can go repair. The other one should go and entrench in the province there. Right, have we gotten... Oh, yes, we have gotten the reinforcements now. Plus we got some Green Berets here, that's good. And elite forces. Right, so we started a lot of constructions. We did lose a garrison in Hamilton. Okay. Well, there's not much I can do about that. But that is a lot of units that are very bad shape right now. For the enemy, that is. But yeah, I think what I'll do... Let's actually have a look. So that's still jungle. That's light forests. Jungle, jungle, jungle. So even if it doesn't look like jungle, it is still jungle. Well, market opinion is now 4%. Okay, so it's slowly improving. Very slowly, mind you, but it is improving. Right, well, what we'll do is we'll get these entrenched here. We'll set up a defenses there. We don't need to have every province have trenches, but we can slowly make... Oh, wow, that's a lot of units approaching again. Slowly start protecting this flank, and we can then start bringing up more and more of the infantry over here to do the defenses. Or defending, so we can get the tanks doing the attack... or attacking, rather. Oh, wow, that is a lot of attacks in here. How's the trench holding up? It's surprisingly well, actually. Okay, there's 2 Green Berets in here. Not that they're too badly wounded yet, but I think we are going to pull those back. Do we have supplies there yet? No. As soon as we do, we'll start building the trench. May need to wait for a little bit. There we go. So, build trench. There we go. It's going to take a little while, but I think these can defend that in the meanwhile. We can send these units to aid in that. This shouldn't be attacked quite as much, so it doesn't necessarily need that massive defenses. But at the same time, it's a good thing to have some troops there. So that we can then defend. I mean, we do have a lot of IF2s, actually. These Centurions, I'm just going to scrap. We don't need them. And these 2 can be sent to be repaired. That is a military fortress, so technically what I could do is I could even build a secondary barracks right there. Oh, that was another kill. Are we bombarding any of these units? Not massively.
We took their capital.
Oh, we took their... Oh, right. Wow. Right, this one can probably be sent over there first, then we'll go and capture the town, and that should be an annexation, if they don't give up already. No, they do have something over there as well. Alright, and then we need to do a landing in Philippines at some point. Right, so you're still making your way towards the rubber plantation. How's the situation in Burma? Oh, those are still moving, so they'll need a bit more time. Over here we've got some garrisons still defending. Why don't you go ahead and take out the IF2 trying to move around us. There we go. You can get a little bit closer to there. Okay, so we got a tank over here that needs to be repaired already, which is a bit unfortunate. We do have a Green Beret that can be sent back there. Now luckily any troops trying to get in here will most likely also be attacked by this strong point here. Man, that is a lot of explosions in here. But all in all, it's still going fairly decent. I'm actually losing a little bit of money, but that might just be because of the construction costs. Well, not necessarily entirely of the construction cost, but mostly the excess cost there. Right, you need to get back in there. At some point, we'll probably move in over here and build up entrenchments there, and then we'll probably get down there or something like that, trying to keep it somewhat smart and not too far away from the previous defenses, so if we need to pull back we can easily do that. So have we gotten more... Oh, yeah, we're getting the bronze stars already here. Also, how the trench... it's close to being done. It's not ready. Oh, and the infantry is finally arriving here as well. Good. In jungle, they should be able to defend quite nicely. Alright, so there is still just more and more units approaching. I mean, I suppose we are kind of taking land from them every now and then, so they how the AI responds is just send troops to recapture the area. Oh, are they actually trying to attack this once in a while? Seems to be the case. So the military weapons advances would be nice to get. You know what, I'm going to increase a tiny bit of the research efficiency. That means that we'll be losing some money. How bad is the unemployment? 65% still. Oh boy. Oh boy, I mean, I suppose we don't really have a lot of goods manufacturing going on, other than consumer goods. Speaking of which, I suppose I could build a little bit of the advanced consumer goods factories again. Go for 225 total. That's going to provide us a decent bit of production there, and some employment as well. Should be even more demand for the other goods, to be fair. How are the troops doing here? There's another Green Beret unit that should probably be pulled back soon. Also, I'm just going to move the IF2s from here to somewhere off to the side. Maybe... yeah, we'll push to the sides just so that the troops that are being repaired can then just get back into the combat without too much hassle. There we go. A few more explosions. But yeah, this is war attrition, and I'm pretty sure that I can win this. Let's have a look. So, USA has lost almost 2,600 troops now. They've had 1.7 million casualties. They still have 5.46 million troops, but they did have, what, 5.7 at the start of the war, so they've lost quite a bit already. Oh, we lost a garrison somewhere. Oh, I see. Let's go and get rid of those artillery units. These can get into the combat. Capture that. Right, let's get over there. Be ready to capture the next town. It looks like this tank actually survived that siege. I'm a bit surprised. Oh, we got some submarines down here. Ah, I see. Send them to Singapore. And we do have our unit down there. Is it going to take... yeah, it's going to have to take the boat. Right, you can get there. Back to Panama. In a way, it's just hilarious how they just keep on... it's basically just lemmings going in here and then being pushed back. Like, quite formidable fire. Although there are a couple of units over here that probably could use a bit of repairs. Entrench you over there, and then these two try to entrench over there. Now that we have this trench here in the southern coast, more or less, our radar station in Georgetown has been completed. Good. So we have a bit better sights in here. I might want to get a air defense stuff over here as well at some point. Right now I'm not going to bother. The US Air Force actually hasn't been that big of a problem here. I mean, we've got pretty good air defenses in here on the front line. There's not a massive amount of airfields in the region anyway. Like, other than the one that they captured there, but whenever they try to send something in there, we just destroy them. Alright then, well, let's have a look at the Burma side of things. We should be able to capture that, and the garrisons over there should be just fine dealing with that enemy unit. We don't really have a lot of troops though. I mean, I suppose we did send in some troops. Oh, hello. There's quite a bit more troops in this region. Do we have supplies here? Just barely. Alright, let's start taking away some of them. There we go. And then we've got some troops over here. Well, at least a tank can get in there and maybe start destroying the garrison. Oh yeah, there is a lot of troops trying to attack through here. I mean, it's the war between China and Germany all over again. That didn't end well for either one of them, to be fair. Right, you guys just get into the trenches. Still losing some territory every now and then. Domestic price is too high, I know. I don't care. Yeah. I wonder how high the unemployment can actually go. At least there's no inflation. So that's good, in a way. Oh, that's another green barrier that needs to go repair. Okay, so how far are we in the kills now? Almost 2,700, yep. It just keeps on going up. China has also lost quite a few, but not in this war. Not in this war. I wonder, do we have supplies in here? No, we don't. That's a bit of a shame. So, USA seriously has been just producing combat engineers for a while, haven't they? Considering how many they've already sent here, how many were killed, and they just keep coming. There is still yet another wave approaching. Not entirely sure where these are coming from. Or where they were before the war started, but yeah, it's just not going all that well for the Americans, let's just put it that way. So let's have a look. Have we got any more troops in the meanwhile? We have built another tank. Let's get you there, and I know that I had these two in here. Get them there. Have we built more over here? We have. Eventually we'll have so many tanks that it doesn't really matter. Because, well, for example over here, don't necessarily need the IF2s, those are kind of old units already, but we can use these. Because those were probably built rather recently. Speaking of building, I believe we should have... Yes, over here we got some green berets. I'll just gather up all of those, just the land units, and get rid of those, and just send these over there. It's going to take some time, but that's fine. Slowly but surely we can inch our way forward, and basically just take a province, entrench in there, let the enemies waste their units, and eventually they will run very low on units, and then we're going to start attacking and force. We can at least get some nice experience for the troops in the meanwhile. This one was supposed to be there. These ones can be back over there. I suppose I could call this trench here the... Actually, I don't think I can rename this, can I? Oh, I can. Okay. This is going to be Firebase Alpha. That's going to be Firebase Bravo. We will have a Charlie over here somewhere, and then we'll slowly go through the alphabet, I suppose. Or, I mean, once we get into the cities here, it's not that much required to have trenches. I wonder, can I actually just name a random... I don't think I can name a random hex without anything in there, but for example, a city I could just rename if I want to. I'm not going to, but I could. How much are we losing money? 200 million per day, so that's partially because of the construction costs, I reckon. Yeah, construction costs is most of that. Have we actually managed to get garrison there? Not really, because they just keep on attacking. Right, how many artillery pieces do we have in Argentina right now? Well, in Buenos Aires. We've got another 3. Let's send them down there to join that, and then we can send them near the combat area, probably somewhere around here. Start bombarding the enemy troops that approach. Get some nice experience for the artillery as well. And eventually we can then phase out some of the older artilleries. Simply because they just don't do all that much damage. Oh man. Now to be fair, a lot of these combat engineers are probably units that have just been repaired in San Jose and then are moving back in. But more and more of them will never return. Actually, I believe we are... Let me quickly check. I think we are out of time. Yes, we are. Okay. So, if you enjoyed this, please like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. Also check out the links down below in the description. But other than that, thank you very much for watching, and until next time, bye-bye.